we're going to be playing with the Gatekeeper, AeroLink.
Yeah, versus P2P with Gibus. The Keeper versus the Breaker.
Yeah. This is going to be an intense match. It's going to be the Palutena versus Gibus' own Greninja.
Yeah. I guess we're not going to be seeing the Lucario just yet. What do you think is going through his mind when he's deciding not to go with that option?
I think he knows that AeroLink is a very patient player, so catching him off guard with some high aura rage kind of things won't be as effective as the rushdown game of Greninja against Palutena's frame data.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and we're seeing that rushdown really paying off. 50%, 67%, and counting. Gibus is relentless right now with these follow-ups.
And that's what we're going to see is he knows how to get these combos going.
They just don't stop. If it wasn't for that get-up attack, that could have been the end of the stock right there, but AeroLink just had to use that option to alleviate some of that pressure.
Yeah, he was ever aware and able to maintain this stock. Let's see if he can do anything with it before Gibus decides to call it, call the curtains.
His perfect shield game all tournament has been really good. I noticed it whenever he was playing as projectile-based characters, and even now, he's not really letting AeroLink get away with as many bears as we saw him get away with in previous sets against other opponents.
Oh my god.
I mean, did he miss the warp cancel? Did he get the cancel with a slight drift? Like, still resulted in him falling in? Either way, Gibus drawing first blood and only taking 34% in that first stock.
That, he saw the future.
Yeah.
But into this next stock, oh my goodness. It looks like Gibus is going to be getting this grab, see what follow-ups he can get out of it.
I think that the fact that Greninja has a little bit of an extended grab range is going to help combat with some of the AeroLink spacing. Because he's spacing in a way where he can really capitalize using the long range on Palutena's tilt options. But it's kind of getting stuffed out by the fact that Gibus kind of wants him in that position.
Yeah,
so
that
he gets those grabs.
Worth noting that Greninja's grab doesn't have the best of frame data. It comes out frame 14 standing or 10 if it's the dash grab.
Yeah.
So you'll see most of the time Greninja going for that dash grab, a very committal option. He has to definitely rush at his opponent.
You can catch him slipping. It'll be just enough. And Gibus has made the right call-outs time and time again. It's what's allowed him to have this lead. He's backed off onto that treadmill, though. Going to need to use that recovery option just to get back safely on stage. Good up air there. Not going to be much left in the tank really to find a follow-up afterwards, though. Instead, he's just going to focus on just trying to keep AeroLink airborne.
Yeah. But right now, it looks like the airborne one is Greninja after Palutena landed that up air, sending him to the skies. Now Gibus on his second stock. With only 60% about racked up on Palutena, this is definitely not out of the question.
Definitely within the realm of possibility, especially for a player like AeroLink. His read game with those forward smashes.
It looks like right now, the momentum is all in AeroLink's court.
It's true. Lots of damage right now being inflicted onto Gibus, and the punishment isn't quite over yet. He's able to stomp down and make it so that it's temporarily ceased. I think the grab's going to be really big for him as well. Gets the horizontal hitbox instead of the vertical. It might have actually helped him there. It's not going to be enough to steal the stock just yet, but it did give him stage control temporarily.
Oh, that up air just barely landing, scaring me a little bit. But Gibus only at 62 is able to live that because he has a fast faller. And he might get some momentum going on in this next stock.
Perhaps.
Looks like he's going to sit back, zone a little bit with those shurikens, wait for an opportunity to get that grab so that he can get those follow-ups.
There's the grab that we're looking for, but AeroLink so keen on getting that air dodge in before it could connect.
Yeah. Gibus doing a really good job of mixing up his options, but AeroLink doing a better job of just picking the right ones.
Ooh. Nice. There was the fair that we were waiting for from AeroLink. He saw how many aerials. There's the down smash as well, but it's not enough. So close. 92 to 99. Neighbor, this is anyone's game. The forward smash. It's from the right to the left. It won't be enough. It was closer towards the left side. It would have probably ended game one right there. A minute 50 remaining on the clock. And 100% into the up air as AeroLink is going to be taking game one.
That was a pretty amazing comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, he persevered through a lot in that second stock.
He put so much into it. If I'm Gibus right now, I'm trying to figure out what I can do to just keep a level head at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because you had a game where everything was going right until it wasn't. It was one thing here that led to another little thing, and then you end up losing the match. The one fortunate thing is that he does have the counter pick, but he has to make sure that his mental game is still on point.
Now, Gibus is not one that I've been known to have a difficulty with the mental game. He just goes in there, plays the video games, and he wins. So it looks like that's going to be his goal going into this one. But that jab combo, not what he wants to see at the edge of the stage, missing his opponent.
Yeah, it's set up so perfectly for that back air from AeroLink, who is about 23% ahead right now.
And that back air landing gives him a little bit more of a lead right now. He's just doing a really good job of spacing his aerials and keeping Greninja out.
Yeah.
Using a really good, really good use of this giant stage that he has for him to space everything out properly.
That's true. Plenty of room to run around, plenty of room to maneuver around the assault that is coming in. We're not seeing the same potency of that rush down. AeroLink has made Gibus think twice about coming in.
Yeah, this definitely, in theory, he wants a place that doesn't have too many escape options for Palutena's landing. And he wants to be able to use the tree to his advantage. But all of this landing strip running room down here for Palutena is going to make it a little bit harder for him to get in when she has all this room to, back up and properly space everything.
Ooh, trying to go for that jab grab. Unsuccessful, but still not really a big deal. AeroLink is looking fantastic so far. So tell me about some of the stage properties. If I remember correctly, it's a little bit wider on the sides, but
yes. The top is pretty similar to Final Destination, but because you have the tree right here, a lot of people will end up dying pretty close, off the top.
Nice set
Actually,
of
some of the larger blast zones in the game, but also people live even longer because the stage ledges right here, the walls help people live longer.
He tried to get him with the army. He tried to get him with the army, and AeroLink was not having any of it. Those dash attacks are so strong, and they're going to be taking the stock in favor of AeroLink.
Unable to land the sweet spot of that up smash is really hurting him right now. Going for the same option again. AeroLink able to escape it this time.
I mean, what is it that's making this divide the way that it is? What is it that made this game so different from Game 1?
I think it's mostly the space. I think it's AeroLink has a really level head going into this. He's carrying a little bit of momentum, so Gibus is, less keen on approaching.
He probably doesn't feel as, claustrophobic on the stage, right? So he doesn't feel as much pressure from the rushdown. And on top of that, Gibus isn't really playing with as much fire, I feel, as he did in the first game.
Might have been burned out a little bit by that heartbreaking loss game 1, but he was able to answer with that forward air.
Still in it.
Only 40% on Gibus rising, but we see how well Gibus can convert.
Yeah, it just has to get that early game tempo established. We're clocking down, about 3 minutes remaining in this game. And AeroLink is the type of player who will play this to time if he needs to, right? He knows that he's ahead in percentages, but he doesn't necessarily need to be the aggressor. He will mix up when he approaches just so Gibus doesn't find the tempo.
I think one thing that AeroLink is really picking up on is the fact that if Gibus is going for a grab because he doesn't want to deal with those extra lag frames, he's going for the dash grab. And if you'll notice, every time he dashes towards AeroLink, you see an option to cover that grab. Either the jab, the roll in, or the spot dodge.
Just really smart play. Gibus forced airborne. Wow, that was an excellent bait. He uses the up air initially, and Gibus thinks he has an opportunity, but as he's falling, he has enough time to go and land the back air to stuff out the approach.
Yeah, and that looks like he was able to use that momentum to send him off stage and see what he can do with his stage control that he's built up.
Man,
using this forward air.
Gibus did a great job in the previous interaction of making it back onto the stage, but that
The
time
dash
AeroLink was waiting for him.
A lot of these kills coming out of AeroLink's dash attack, just really strong. He tacks on that percent until they get to the ridiculously high levels, and then pop.
Done. Just done.
Pop.
Gibus going to be taking third place here, and AeroLink has secured himself a spot in Grand Finals.
Yeah.